What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. The Path of the Clover event is live in-game, guys. And the same with the Festival Titan event. Now we're going to do a quick breakdown of the Path of the Clover event and make sure you guys are picking the right side. And of course, we're going to do the Festival Titan event breakdown as well. This is pretty straightforward. What I like to see is that we are getting a 5-star soul if you are able to collect 1,500 festival points, which, by the way, will be pretty hard if you're not ready to do a lot of summons, okay? Because most of the events will require a lot of summoning. If you are not able to do a lot of summoning, probably you can get close to 3-star or 4-star, which again is still very helpful. The main thing that you really want to get on Ardmans is 5-star to get the extra 75 accuracy, you know? So that's why getting the 5-star is good. But the rest of it is pretty straightforward. There isn't that much that I can tell you about. Each one of the events that we have going on for the moment will reward you with Titan points, you know. And the calendar is not fully released for this yet. I showed you yesterday a few events and tournaments that we have going on in Plarium Play. But that's pretty much about it, about the Festival Titan event. 5-star soul for Ardmans. Now, the Path of the Clover, guys. The guaranteed legendary champion is right here at 60,000 points. Now, probably you guys are like, 60,000 points, isn't that a lot? It really depends. It really depends. So basically right here, you're going to notice that a Sacred Shard gives you 4,500 points. An Eternal Soulstone gives you 7,500 points, while the middle ones, the rest, they give you a small amount of points. Voids, Primal Shards are still okayish, but nothing too crazy. The main thing that you kind of like really want to summon on here, if you have any, of course, is Sacreds and Eternal Soulstones to get the big points, right? So, when we are talking about what we can expect from here, how you may notice, you can start on 3 different ways. If you start on the middle, you're going to get stuck right here, either for the soul, either for the hero, because you will require a key. Now, to go down to the avatar, you don't require a key or anything like that. For the rest, you have 2 different options. You have the left side and the right side. Now, the reason why there are 2 different options is because one of them will give you fragments before the key. The other one will give you the key before the fragments. So it really depends. Have you skipped any events for the fusion? Do you need the extra fragments or you don't? So if you don't need that, probably it's better to go on the right side and get directly the key. Don't worry about the fragments. And I'll be honest with you, only whales and krakens will go for the bottom pieces right here. Even krakens need to be half dumb to go for the feast. I'll be very honest with you, because it's so overpriced at 30,000. And there's no way in hell you need to get that unless you're really summoning a lot, you know, and you have the extra points to get that done. If you are looking to get the hero, guys, okay, let me just walk you through the entire cost of the Path of the Clover event. So the left side will cost you 23,500 points to get the key. Then you're going to have to come all the way down to the hero. If you want to go for the right side, that will cost you 19,500 to get the key. So you're basically saving 4,000 points if you just want the key and other fragments, which is pretty good, right? Better than being forced to collect 25 extra fragments that you won't require. But this will allow you to skip the Dungeon Divers event, or it will allow you to skip some different sort of event in the game, you know. Then, coming back to the middle, we collected the key, let's just say from the left side, because I need 25 fragments. So that costed me 23,500. Then I want to come down the middle, right? So I have the 500 right here, 3,500. I open the key, and then I need 70,000 more. I'm getting a legendary book, and I'm getting the hero in the process, basically. So this will cost you quite a bit. The total with the hero, just this part, will be 73,500. Plus you have the 23,500, and let me just share this on the screen. So basically, we can do the math and see how many sacreds it will cost us, basically, you know. I have some things written down because I've done the math for the entire event, but just here. So 97,000 points, and a sacred shard is 4,500. Is what we expected, the equivalent of roughly 20 sacreds, you know. 21.5 sacreds. Now, you might open some different shards as well. An ancient shard gives you 300, a primal 1,800. You might summon a couple of immortal soulstones and stuff, and that will give you quite a few points, you know. And the equivalent is at around 20 sacreds. That's kind of like the normal standard for the Plarium guaranteed events nowadays. They're pretty costly, right? So I think, personally, the champion is worth it. He is a pretty solid one, and I feel like he's going to bring a lot of value to a lot of accounts. For me, personally, it's a no-brainer. I will pick him up, and I might not use him in Arena, I might not use him in Hydra, I might not use him in the Fire Knight, but I will definitely 100% use him in the Cursed City, you know, and I do value that content. And I know a lot of you guys will use him in all of the areas that I just named because he's that solid. He's definitely not a bad hero. Now, let me just quickly do the math for the entire event, because if you are trying to complete pretty much everything, or at least get the soul as well, it will cost you a bit more, okay? Because what you're going to want to do is collect this key from here. So it's 23,500 to get to this key. Then you have 19,500 to get to this key. You're going to skip the fragments. You're going to skip the bottoms right here, the mythical books and the feast. Let's just imagine that those don't even exist, okay? Because those are pretty expensive, guys. And how I mentioned, only Krakens that just open a lot of shards and stuff will get to them. So we have 23,500 from the left side. Then we have 19,500 from the right side. 43,000 points to get both of the keys. And then move over to the middle. Now, if you want to get a hero, that is an additional 73,500. If you want to get the soul, that's an additional 60,000, okay? There we go. And then, if you want to get the avatar, that will be an additional 9,000. And that, of course, does not include you going and collecting all 4 brews. Just 2 of them and going straight to the avatar. 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. So that will be a cost of 185,500. Split it in sacred points is the equivalent of 41 sacreds. That's kind of like what we can expect. Now, personally, I will not go for the whole shenanigan. I will just go for the hero. I will leave the soul on the side because I don't have so many sacred shards. And I'll be honest, why I do value having a soul for the hero, a 5-star soul, is actually very helpful. At the price of 20 sacreds, it's just not worth it for me. I just think it's overpriced. If it was a 6-star soul, it would have been a completely different story. But a 5-star soul for the cost of 20 sacreds, thank you, but no thank you, Plarium. And if you want to complete the whole thing because you're a Kraken, and why not, you have the summons, you're going to have 185,500 points, plus 6,000 points from the brews right here. Plus, you're going to have the powder and the dust right here at the top for 7,000. One here. So that's going to be 7,000 additional points. Plus, you have the bottom that we said, let's pretend it doesn't exist, right? So this will be straight off the back, 70,000 points more. So the total is approximately here. Hopefully, I haven't done any bad math. Actually, I forgot to add this 4,000 from here. So basically, it will be at approximately 272,000. Hopefully, I haven't added or missed anything from the entire board, but that's kind of like what you would expect to complete the entire event, which honestly, you just shouldn't. 60 sacred shards. You just shouldn't do the entire thing because, yeah, it's pretty pointless to get a feast. Yes, I understand if some people are tempted by the mythical skill tomes, but a feast is kind of like, yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. So how I mentioned, Pedrick, I think he's worth it, the equivalent of approximately 20 sacred shards. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.